What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Headspace podcast. I am your host, Chris Chrome, and this is going to be a really fun time. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Roy Wood's new EP album project, Dem Times. Again, it is Roy Wood's Dem Times new project EP. I don't know what it is. It's great. 6 tracks. I'm going to go through it. I really enjoyed it, and this is going to be a pretty quick, short little video. There wasn't much that really came out, and honestly, I'm kind of just a lot of the music that's coming out right now. I feel like I don't want to discredit any other rappers, and I don't want to like trash on anybody. Not what I'm doing. I just do have like a preference, and I do like certain type of music that just doesn't sound similar to what I've been reviewing a lot of the weekends. So a lot of the rappers came out. I know Future did an album last week. I didn't do it because, unfortunately, with my experience with Future, I may not enjoy it, and I don't want to really review an album and have to go through it and be like, this is what I think, and it's not really positive, because to me, Future just kind of repackages the same shit over and over again. I see other rappers like that have come out too. I know Gunna dropped a project. I know the Chill dropped a project. I know Polo G dropped a project. It's just, besides the Chill, as much as I respect Gunna and I know what he does, I wasn't really, I don't know, I kind of looked at the track list, I know what he's about, and I was like, I may not want to actually have to go through a kind of an album that's gonna maybe sound like the same thing that I've always heard. I'm not saying he's like everyone else. I'm just, again, my own ignorant interpretation of what I saw. I was just like, I want something a little different. And then we got Roy Woods, and I wanted to do his project last week, but there wasn't a lot of lyrics, which, again, for this week's review, I wanted to do The Chill, but there was no lyrics to their new album that came out. And it's not that I want to review projects that just have lyrics, it's just, it's easier to get a better analysis and an in-depth understanding of what this artist is trying to present and show you in their music. So, really, I just went with somebody that I was like, you know what, I know Roy Woods. I like the song Down Girl from Walking at Dawn. That's a really great song. It's actually where I found Roy Woods. And I figured, let me just kind of give me something a little bit different this weekend. So that is it. This project, this Headspace review is going to be on Roy Woods' new project, Dem Times EP. If I should have reviewed anything else, please let me know. I'll try to get to it. I'll try to like listen to it so we can have maybe like a discussion or something. It's easier if you guys just like ask me direct questions about the project. That'll force me to have to go listen to it, and then, you know, I will give you my opinion. It's just, again, like I said, I have music preferences that I do enjoy, and sometimes reviewing all the albums that do come out, a lot of the artists, a lot of part of what we get from a lot of these projects, I just kind of feel like they kind of blend together right now, just with what a lot of music sounds like. So I'm looking for different things sometimes. I'm just looking to have different feels, and yeah, pretty much it. I'm not trying to excuse myself for doing any of this review. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you really like it. Now that I've gotten all that out of the way, let's get into this. You already know what it is. You've been to Headspace before. If you haven't, this is the show where I'm going to go down track by track, give you my thoughts and opinions and feelings of everything that Roy Woods is going to be saying, kind of how he presents stuff and whatnot. If you have been to Headspace before, thank you so much again for clicking on this video. I do really greatly appreciate it, and you know what to expect so far. And again, hit me up in the comments below, hit me up on Twitter, and have the conversations with me. Let's really just blow up that community and really just get to talking. I am very excited. I do have a lot to do today. I was up early. I got some exercise in. I went outside like for the first time in forever. So I'm like all energized today, and I'm just trying to keep that vibe going, because when I listened to this project, it really gave me that like energetic feel again, and I was just like, whoa, this is something that I've been waiting for during especially quarantine time. So this was different. This was very different, and I'm really excited to get to it. Before I continue and start babbling about everything else, I want to say thank you so much to the Patreons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, DJ Black Hurricane, Scribble, Carl J, and Lindo Williams. Greatly appreciate everything you guys do for us. They follow us on Spotify. They follow us on Patreon. Spotify, I have that in my head now because we're on Spotify too, so you can definitely click us there too. But they do follow us on Patreon, and they support us, and they talk to us, and they've helped us get new camera. They helped us get new stuff for the studio. Right now, as you see, I'm in my apartment, my room, so this is what it is. Hope you guys like the painting still. No people have been commenting on that. Thank you so much. As well, they just help us, and it really just allows us to feel like we're kind of really doing something for people, and they enjoy what we do. So thank you so much for that. We really, really greatly appreciate it. I'll talk more about it at the end of the video, give you more of the details and stuff. And yeah, so for this episode of Headspace, I don't remember what number we're at. Me and Holden just keep throwing out reviews at this point. So there's so much music to get to, and there's so many things we want to listen to. So I don't even know what episode we're at right now. Could be a bonus, could be a main. But it's the new episode of Headspace Podcast that comes out with Chris Chrome. And that's what it's going to be today. So again, it's Roy Wood's new project, Dem Times. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of context of where I know Roy Woods from. Like I said earlier, I know Roy Woods from the song Down Girl. I really, really fell in love with it. Just at the time when I was listening to it, it was just super dope. It kind of just really fit a lot of the feelings I was going through and a lot of the experiences and just kind of feeling a little bit lost. So I really fell in love with how he presents these emotions and like can really connect with the music itself, and that's what really, really got me into it. Then he released the later track Shot Again, which at first I was a little bit like, I don't know if I want to, I don't know how I feel about it. It was kind of different than what I guess the experience that I had. I also listened to the Walking at Dawn project very quickly, so it was a little bit different, but it also had that like emotional connectability that he's really good at showing. So I was like, okay, I get that. But then it really grew on me, and it really just kind of showed how that song itself really gave me an insight into how Roy Woods kind of deals with a lot of his demons and a lot of just like the problems he goes through. So I started really connecting in with him a little bit like that. And then the album, and then this project came out, and I was like, you know, I got to take a moment to really sit down and really understand this guy. And because I have like these, I'm starting, you know, I feel certain ways towards the music he makes, and I feel certain ways towards the things he says and how he presents it. Let me really go through it and see what I can uncover and unfold. So that is what it is today. With that, I don't really know a lot about Roy Woods in terms of like where he comes from and all this stuff. I just know who he is, and I know he's been around for a while. So I have some sort of an idea, but I don't know a lot about it. But I am very interested to kind of get to know him a little bit on this project. I think that with the title, and we're just going to move into that, with the title of the track called Dem Times, I feel like we're going to be getting some personal experiences. We're going to be getting some memories, some ideas, and some concepts that, you know, he may have went through, and he's kind of breaking down and explaining to you. I also think that the way he's got the album cover with the Dem Times in the corner, kind of like in this smoky little mist, kind of representing, it kind of looks like maybe he like smoked something, and then, you know, he kind of blowing out the smoke, and he's kind of thinking and reminiscing about those times, Dem Times, right? So it's really, really cool. The symbolism is nice. I like the cartoony of it. It's really, this album for me stood out just because of the coloring, really. It's not like it's a memorable album cover, but it is super cool. Like, I just kept going back to it. I was like, I want to see the album cover. I want to look at it. I want to kind of, sometimes I like to look at the album cover while I listen to the project or listen to certain songs, and I can kind of see, I guess, like I kind of make up this like imagined thing in my head where like I'm like looking at the artist, kind of understanding like from the album cover photo, I try to understand what they're trying to show us with that still picture. Because I do believe that, you know, art and photos do have a lot of weight to them when they're packaged in a way that's not just a simple photo, not just like a memory, but it's more than that. When you have a project, when you have an artist, when you have you know, a book, an album, games or whatever, that the cover signifies all of what we're going to be getting. So I did really appreciate that, and just kind of looking at this album cover while going through the sonic experience that we were getting from Roy Woods, it really fits nice. I thought that was super cool. I wanted to kind of throw that out there. Let me know if you guys think that actually matters. Like, do you think that, you know, the album cover could potentially play a way in how you kind of listen to the music? Does that give you an effect? Am I crazy for doing that? Do you think that's weird? Do you want to try that out? Let me know. Hit me up in the comments below, and I'd be really interested to find that out. If not, don't forget, hit me up on Twitter, and I will definitely listen and respond to you guys there. not really much else to say about the album cover as well as the album title. It's kind of straightforward. It really does kind of seem like we're going to be getting some more of this reflections from Roy Woods, kind of thinking back on certain things. So yeah, I was really, really excited, and I think that because, you know, I'm also like a lot of really passionate about a lot of the emotional music and really kind of understanding how people work and their brains and stuff. This whole album kind of just drew to me, and I was really excited last week, like I said, but I couldn't do it because I didn't want to just listen to it and butcher a lot of the lyrics and not give it justice. So all the lyrics are there. I'm going to run right through it. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is Headspace Podcast. I am your host, Chris Chrome, one last time, and we're going to jump into it. The first track on this new Roy Woods project called Dem Times EP is To Me. So, starting off this project with the song To Me, it was really, really cool. The way that the beat came in and it had this, like, piano lullaby feel to it and this kind of, like, lonesome, late at night, reflecting. Like, the lullaby feel kind of gives off this sense that he's trying to, like, sleep and he's trying to go to sleep and I guess forget about, like, whatever is happening. That's kind of how I interpreted it. But at the same time, just the way that Roy Woods comes in and he's just like, oh, and you can feel like he's kind of zoning out and he's kind of like, the way he says oh and the way that it's like strung along is really, really interesting because it gives off this effect of like, oh, I figured it out, but at the same time it's like painful because he's thinking back on certain things, which I thought was a really nice way to intro this song. Then we just go right into the verse. No hook, no nothing. He just comes right in trying to tell us exactly what we're going to be getting. And right within the first couple of lines, I've been going through it all. Whoa. Can you tell me where to start? Whoa. Lost a lot I can't afford. You don't ever call me Roy. Never mind it at all. I've been in my mind a lot. And I know you can tell when we talk. I done went way across the borderline just to get for you to talk. So right away, I kind of feel like he's breaking down his, I think it's a relationship. I think there is, but not, maybe not like a relationship with like a girl or something. Just sounds more of just like disconnection from people. You know, he's starting off letting us know that he's going through it all. Maybe to him, there's a lot of issues he's dealing with, problems, situations. So that's like already kind of letting you know like what we're going to be getting. So I like that little build up that we were getting already. And he does a really great job at showing off this like sing-songy pain. And it's so fresh. It's so fresh. Can you tell me where to start? I like where he's asking, like, I'm so lost and broken. I don't even know where to start to explain myself. I need like a question. I need you to kind of like start me off and explain, like ask me something, open the door. That type of vulnerability was super cool. You know, being honest about he's losing a lot. Nobody calls him, they don't call him Roy, so I feel there's like this idea of like he's losing himself, like people are starting to look at him differently and that may be something that he can't go through. I also do think this is a little bit about like a relationship because he does follow up, and I know you can tell when we talk, I done went way across the borderline just to get for you to talk. So clearly he's like making this effort to try to talk to this person. He's really trying to like get out there and really be, you know, try to change, I guess, or maybe show you like he can be better. So that was something cool. I like how he's honest about, I got demons that I'm facing every morning. I'm so ghost, they barely know my face at all. So tell me what's it gonna be now that we're on pause. So clearly for me, I feel like maybe they're taking a break. You know, maybe this is something that issues have been going on with the relationship and things are just kind of overboarding, and maybe she walked away or this person walked away and needed a moment, and he's kind of just expressing how he's dealing through I guess coping with this pause, this break, this current circumstance that he's in. So that was super cool. So tell me what's it gonna be now that we're on pause. I got more weed and Hennessy, and you know that I'm one call away. So I like how there's like a double entendre there, or at least a double meaning, maybe interpretation. I don't know, whatever. So I like how he's like, I got more weed and Hennessy, and you know that I'm one call away. And it's like, it sounds like he's inviting her to come over and have a good time and try to rebuild things and, you know, try to like talk things up, be in like an open state and just kind of get through what they have to get through. But at the same time, it also kind of shows that he's, resorting to narcotics and maybe alcohol to deal with the pain. And he's like telling her, like, I'm only one call away. Like, please call me, please save me. There's like these different, you can really interpret the way that Roy Woods is explaining some of these things greatly. Like, it's amazing. Just 2 blocks away, just 3 fucks away. I done give you my heart and ribs, but you still want more. So clearly it sounds like maybe this person is ungrateful, and he's trying to deal with that. He's trying to understand like why he's maybe not good enough. And just what I'm really connecting to is just how he presents all the lines. It kind of feels like a lot of one-hitters, and it just flows through, and it's kind of like these dotted points, which I thought was really, really interesting. So the chorus does come in. Yeah, summertime we run it up. We ain't trying to fall in love. Since we trying to stack it up, summertime we run it up. Summertime we fuck it up. Summertime we run it up. Summertime we stack it up. So it feels like he's making this like hook or this chorus to kind of, I guess, put up a wall for his pain, and he's just kind of blinding himself like, yo, it's summertime, we gotta move, we gotta make grinding, we gotta think, I can't think about these problems. And it really shows like the quick change in mentality and like how thoughts kind of run through his head, and I did appreciate that. Get the post-chorus, it's not really much there, but the way that he presents it, it does give an effect in the song. Verse 2 comes in, and this is where I think it's actually about a relationship, because he starts off right away with, girl, it's your season, the reason that you're even with me. It's because when I need you, you be there no matter where you be. I found a reason to be here, and you believed in me. My homie just took his life away, it's confusing me. All the women in my life I love ended up hurting me. Feels like I'm wasting all my time when you don't respond to me. I've been, so far it feels like there is a woman in play who means something to Roy Woods, who's really, there to connect with him, I guess. Like, he feels very connected to her. But I like how he's just being more honest with, like, a lot of how he's feeling in the second verse. And that was super, super cool. Like, I found a reason to be here and you believed in me. Like, feels like he's saying, like, he had to dig down deep to find something. And now he found somebody who believes in him. And maybe that's lost now. Feels like I'm wasting all the time when you don't respond to me. And I can kind of feel that a little bit, like when you're, whether in a relationship or you're talking to somebody you may be interested in. I know, like, before I met my girlfriend and she's like the best thing ever, I can say like there was moments where I'm just there like, am I really worth these people's time? Like, I'm out here trying to talk to you, I'm out here trying to do certain things, and I don't get a response. I don't get any, like, acknowledgement. Now, I'm not saying, like, I'm, like, people are obligated to talk to me or whatnot. I don't want to give off this sense of, like, neediness or entitlement. But it's, like, I'm pretty sure, like, there's, like, a handful of people, or there's, like, many people in some way or form who have gone through a certain situation, or maybe have dealt with, certain feelings where it's, like, you may be interested in somebody and that person may be interested in you, but the level of interest doesn't seem to be the same. So that could also be something that I kind of interpreted and took away. And I like a lot of that emotional, painful type of lyrics that we get from Roy Woods. It's something that I just really do prefer and like to, and sometimes I like to feel like that, just really kind of get into my emotional bag and really just feel like, wow, like this is really what being like I feel like when you dive into a lot of your emotions, you start to feel more alive because you feel all of these different things instead of suppressing them a lot. So I thought that was super cool. This song really does kind of bring out a lot of energy. It brought out a lot of energy in me, and it got me like really just kind of feeling a lot of emotions, which I think music should do that. And this was very, very creative. The bridge. So he actually finishes the second verse with, why don't you pay me a little mind, but watch how you talking to me. You keep saying that you're mine, but you don't feel mine to me. So clearly he's dealing with struggle. This person doesn't really be interested in him or really wanting to, I guess, fully commit. And he's like, why don't you want to commit? This is not fair or whatnot. The bridge comes in. Mine to me, you don't feel mine to me. Mine to me, you don't feel mine to me. And he kind of just repeats that multiple times. But the idea is, when reading it, I could understand it sounds a little bit like just repetitive. But listening to it, it's this sense of like agony and like this pain, like this questioning of why don't I feel like you belong to me? Why does it feel like there is this tension here? And I thought that that was actually really, really super cool and interesting. The outro is just a bunch of yas and ohs, but it's again the way that they are mixed into the music and mixed in with that lullaby feel and just kind of like going up and down, ascending and descending with the piano keys was just really, really cool. Pretty much it. This song got a 4.2 on 5. I really did enjoy it. I thought it was a really nice way to start the album and really kind of get into who Roy Woods is. I did like that. So yeah, the next track is called Neva Your Way. It's really interesting, right? The way that this song kind of plays out to me kind of seems a little toxic. Like, just coming off of the first track where he kind of seems a little bit more emotional and he's just like, you know, kind of reflecting on how he feels and really trying to get that answer and really trying to feel like, you know, trying to get it to a core understanding of like what really went wrong and stuff like that. We now got this song where it's really kind of, in a way, interesting because the verses kind of feel very braggadocious and kind of like, I don't really give a shit, so it kind of feels like contradictive. But there also is this sense of like he is addressing certain like maybe drug abuses that he does and kind of like how he may be searching for love, but people may like women may not be showing that exactly back. So I know that sounded a little complicated. I'll get into it. So it starts off, the intro is again, yeah, it doesn't really change. I guess it's kind of like his thing, just the way like he sings, and then that is very beautiful, by the way he sings. It's just, there's no really new different intro. Verse 1 starts off addressing, all these drugs got me out of control. I don't even know if I'm worth a shit. How the fuck I fall asleep off Percocet, gotta fly even though I don't like turbulence. So far you can see that he's contradicting himself because he doesn't like turbulence, but he has to stay high, he has to fly, he has to live in this fast lane because it's the only way that can kind of keep him, I guess, distracted from a lot of the pain. Also, in terms of escapism, right, he's using drugs, it's getting him out of control, he's trying to cope with whatever he's dealing with. So I like how he's being really honest and kind of showing people like, yo, this is kind of what I'm going through, right? Took her to Europe, she knows what a Birkin is. All of these uppers ain't going to slow. All these uppers, I ain't going slow. Been through too much, about now, it's been enough. You talk too much, them bodies counting up. She brought a friend, but she ain't dime enough. Oh, now that my head's on, I can know myself more than she does. Strap on my side like a homie say yeehaw. Yeah, girl, you tried, but you still a little deceiver. You ain't none but a little motherfucking diva. So the reason why I kind of went through all that is because the first part kind of seems like, to me, that he's kind of building this situation of how he deals with things, but then it kind of looks like it takes a turn and that he's really expressing like, in the life that I kind of live and I'm trying to find help and love and like realness, these are the type of people that surround me, and these are the type of people that end up coming my way or getting attracted to me because of maybe XYZ. So it seems like he's kind of expressing that like maybe there's these women that are not really respecting him or treating him the way he wants to fully be treated. In the chorus he goes, mad when it's never your way, but I'm still here as always, and I love you when you're throwing shade, and in text you big, in person you're sorry. So it's like there's this idea where he's like, I guess I don't want to call like them crazy, but it sounds like, you know, you got issues, you got things you need to deal with, and that Roy Woods really just respects that, being whether induced with all these drugs or whatnot. He just kind of like wants to live life, but it's also this idea that he's like, you're just mad that I'm not playing your game. And I like how he's addressing that he's like, as much as I am vulnerable and I'm dealing with my own love emotions and my own pains, I'm not about to go and get myself hurt with somebody who clearly is showing off all of these things that I kind of see that don't really truly mean something to me. So that was something that I did enjoy, and I thought that was super cool. Then he goes through, and it's just a repetitiveness of, sorry little hoe, you a sorry little hoe, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he's basically just calling this woman a hoe because of the fact of how she may be moving around him and just not really trying to ride with him the whole way, just when things are like beneficial to her, I would say. Verse 2 comes in. Yeah, I've been high. Homies gotta stay low. Yeah, this shit real. No, this ain't no Saints Row. Left him as a John Doe. Money long as my cornrows. I don't like long convos. You don't know what goes through the back door, and you don't know what the Govy tax for. Girls don't even know how much they ask for. I ain't gotta be a pimp to know how much her ask for. Don't act like a 5'4" might pop off and rob yours. So, besides sounding really, really cool, and the way that he just kind of says all these things, which sounded really hype, I don't quite understand exactly what he's trying to say here. I know that, like, he's making a reference to Saints Row, which is a video game about gangs, and you kind of just take over cities and stuff like that. But he's making a reference that, you know, he's real, and this isn't just a video game gang shit. Like, he's really in this life. Left him as a Jane Doe, money long as my cornrows. So clearly he's been around some death. And he's showing us kind of like how he handles life and how he's kind of what he's been through. You don't know what's going through the back door, a lot of drugs. You don't know what the Govy tax for, nothing's true. Girls don't even know how much they ask for. Ain't got to be a pimp to know how much her asked for. So he's kind of acting somewhat bossy here, which was really, really cool to kind of get from. But at the same time, I think it also redefines the idea of, like, people are just, like maybe the women, because I don't want to say people because of the fact that, like, he clearly goes and calls them a little hoe, and he's, like, literally talking about women. Maybe he's calling dudes hoes, but whatever. So I think the idea is more of it like, because he's such a boss, nothing will ever go your way. It's always going to be his way, even if he is this, like, broken type of, you know, dealing with shit. He still knows how to kind of maintain that stability and that power and be like, yo, this is how I'm going to run shit. Like, I don't care what you want to do. This is how we're going to do this, and this is how I'm, like, living my life. Which I really did appreciate, and I really thought it was super dope. I'll be honest, I got hooked onto the chorus, sorry little hoe, you was sorry little hoe. It just was, like, super dope, just the way that it went, like the way that it just gave you that energy. Now, I'm not condoning it or anything like that, it's just a really hype chorus. Like, it was super cool. Pretty much it. The song's pretty short. It's got 2 verses. Overall, the song did get a 4.3 on 5. I thought it was super dope. It was one of the hyper songs because it had more of, like, that trappier feel type of energy. But I did really, really appreciate it. The next track is called Cool J. This is the song where I was like, there it is. We finally got the Cool J song where it's Roy Woods and he's braggadocious about who he is and living lavish and kind of telling us how better he is, which I really, really enjoy. I'm not trying to sound, like, negative or anything like that. This was actually super cool because of the fact that the first track had more of, like, a personal side to it. The second track kind of had more of, like, this idea of being like a boss. This whole braggadocious type of track really suits in to the, like, different types of messaging and kind of what really brings Roy Woods together. 3 tracks in, 3 different types of topics, 3 different types of messaging. I'm so far really interested. It was really, really cool. I say 3 tracks in. To be fair, this project's only 6 tracks long, so there's only 3 left. But really, like, there's some albums that I've reviewed, and if you've seen Headspace before, you'll know by track 5, 7, 8, I'm already kind of losing my shit because it's literally kind of the same shit over and over and over again. So far, right now, I'm not displeased. I am completely satisfied with what we are getting because it has different types of writing capabilities, just the energy and the production from it. Really, this song doesn't have much to really talk about in terms of, like, deepness, but it's just really, really hype to listen to. I was keyed when I came here. It's not gonna be my fucking play. What I tell you. It's just a little intro, a different little intro than what we usually got before. But I guess he's kind of just, like, reinforcing this idea of, like, yo, I'm really actually dope. I'm really good at what I do. You're about to witness what I'm capable of doing. This is why I'm, like, Mr. Cool J, right? So the chorus comes in. I've been going everywhere he can't go. Cool J, homie with the Kangol. So he's making a reference to LL Cool J and the Kangol hats. which is super dope. And the fact that he's also calling it Cool J, it's like, yo, you're also shouting out hip-hop. You're also kind of showing that you've done your history with hip-hop. He kind of solidifies himself in the culture as well, instead of just really kind of throwing out really cool sayings. This is really dope. I've been hitting pussy from an angle. Feel like peso with the pesos, Again, another reference to the rapper Peso. So that's super dope so far, making these really kind of clever little connective bars, which really shows his writing ability and kind of staying true to what hip-hop is about, which I was really, really dope. Verse 1, Crody bought the K, these homies scared off, Cronum. I think it's because maybe he's a Crip that he's not saying Brody, so it's Crody. I would assume because Brody and Bronum are things like that I use with my homies and the people I chill with. Like, they call me Brody and Bronum as well. So I think it's because he may be affiliated with the Crips, or at least kind of follows that he says Crody. If not, then I'm stupid and I'm sorry. But realistically, I think that's what it is. Please, somebody let me know and correct me if I'm wrong. I would greatly appreciate it. So Crody brought the K, these homies scared off Cronum. I'ma mash up the pussy like potatoes, mash it up. And the feds ain't on them cause they paid it off. Yeah, call that homie Joe, he a traitor. I really like that cause of Trader Joe's. Like, it's like this stupidest, corny little, like, wordplay pun, but it's just so funny. And I was like, yo, call that homie Joe, he's a traitor. And I was like, that is just insane. Insane in the, like, wow, that's corny type of way. But it was good because it flows nice and it really connects well. And honestly, if rappers do it properly and flow nicely and, like, connect it well with the different bars, I ain't gonna hate if your bar is corny. But if your style and presentation of the whole verse is kind of weak and it's kind of all over the place, and then you throw in a corny bar, well, unfortunately, it's just going to add to the lameness of the track, in my opinion. My sole opinion. Chris Chrome. Now, so far, like, again, there's not really much that he's saying that's really, like, in-depth, encoded, right, really, like, personal. Got this bitch up in my bed and she laid up. Yeah, I had to switch to LA like the Oakland Raiders. Call a Rasta from Jamaica, let him air it out. I ain't into hearing stories that they made up. Money coming in the mail without a pay stub. So far, it's just a lot of, like, kind of banger, braggadocious, one-hit liners. That's just really, really dope, and I really appreciated this, you know. Roy Woods really just taking that time to really just praise himself and be like, yo, I'm fucking good at what I do. The refrain, we ain't talking paper when we talking magazines. Rockstar status, but not no Adam Levine. Rolling like some tires when I'm rolling off a bean. Pops was a hustler, I got hustler in my jeans. Oof. So far, like, it's just still connecting with that family, connecting with that, yo, this is the life I come from. And it also brings a topic of conversation of, like, generations passed down and generational things being passed down. It's really interesting. It's really, really cool. I like how he's really just bringing this out, but also, like, proud to be who he is, even though it may be a good or bad thing, which is really, really interesting. Verse 2, I was riding dirty, but the feds thought I was clean. I was making money, breaking bread off of my team. We was going places that you homies never been. We was doing things that homies never seen. Paid it one time over 110. Pay me on time, bitch. You owe me my percent. Young homie hustling since 2010. Bubbly, Hennessy, tequila, keep the gin. Bitches and homies playing games they don't want to win. If you call up K, then you know we getting in. So it's like, it's just braggadocious shit, realistically, right? And I'm gonna be fair to, like, all the other podcasts that I've done and all the other reviews. You could really kind of put this with any other rapper and be like, it's just, I'm king shit and this is what it is. But that's why I want to make the emphasis of how Roy Woods does it. How, you know, it's easy to say that, oh, all rappers just talk like they're the best. But then when you really look at it and they have that type of flair, that type of energy, that type of just moving around and flowing through the track, and that sonic ability to captivate you and keep your attention, that's the part that really outshines other rappers. And Roy Woods really took that to the next level and really just gave me that feel of like, yo, the way that you're just spitting bars, but you're also changing. And the big thing about this song is that it's a sonic experience. That's really what it is. If this was on like a regular trap beat, I don't think I would have liked it as much, because it would have just been another trap song where the guy's just telling me how good he is. But because of the auto-tune effects, the singing capabilities, the mixes and mashes of how the production was made with the instrumentals, and just the way that the vocal pitches and tones were different with Roy Woods on certain places and certain lines, that just creates this bigger sonic experience that I'm just like, this is why this is good. Don't really much have else to say, really. He's kind of just repetitive, and he really just explains how he's really that good. We was jugging, never did one dirty for the cream. This is verse 3. Couple off them choppers came straight from the Middle East. Gucci on my body, bitch, you know I'm a double G. Bought a little sprizzy, I dirtied up the lean. Bought his first strizzy, couldn't wait to intervene. I don't buy pussy, this ain't never been in me. How I get myself in places I don't want to be. So I like how there is some sort of realness here too as well, right? Thinking you want this life, try a year of being me. Perkies and the X work together like a team. If you double up the X, it's gonna be a porno scene. Bitch, I feel like DMX, all the rough riders with me. If Lil Shawty get me vexed, we gon' kick her out her dreams. It's like, this needs to be here on this project so far, and I like how it's track 3, because he was very hurt and he was very emotional and he was very giving you that like vulnerable side of himself. So now he's coming back and showing you like, yo, just because I get vulnerable don't mean I ain't gonna like take your head top off. You know what I'm saying? It's really cool. It's really, 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 really cool. I really appreciated this. This song got another 4.2 on 5. I thought it was really, really dope. And yeah. The next track is called Like Pascal. So continuing with that same type of energy and that vibe, we still got another track that is just keeping consistent with the way Roy Woods just keeps your attention, and just how, like, the vocal changes and the way he just presents things is like, yo, I really am feeling all this. Like, I'm really going at it. This song kind of has a similar context, a little bit about still being braggadocious, but also has a feel of like kind of what he had to do to kind of get to where he is today. So I really like that. I feel it's, again, another type of topic, another type of understanding more about who he is, and it was really, really dope. So it starts off with an intro going, oh yeah, know what I'm saying, I had to give you that shit, you know what I'm saying, Six Side, me and Tony out here, you know what I'm saying, OVO, you know what I'm saying, UTU shit. So clearly he works with OVO, so I guess he's with Drake. I don't know if he's from, I guess if it's Six Side, I guess he's from Toronto, from the Six. I guess that's what it would be. Guess it's another Toronto person. Cool. I didn't even know I was reviewing a Canadian artist. Again, interesting. But I may be absolutely wrong. Okay, you know what? We'll just go check it out. Roy Woods. Yep, he's from Brampton, age 24. He's born in 1996. Holy shit, he's 2 years younger than me. That's super dope. Brampton, Ontario. So he is a Canadian artist. That's really great. I greatly appreciate that. Show that Canadian love. What's up? But moving back to the album review. So verse 1 starts off with skirt, burning my tires on asphalt, swiping her cards till it's maxed out, balling on homies like Pascal. Pascal is referring to the Toronto Raptors basketball power forward Pascal Siakam. So again, somebody more, I don't know a lot about basketball, so I had to read that off of Genius, but I understand why this would be a hit. Him being from Brampton, Ontario, the Raptors being a Toronto basketball team, it's still part of like his city, his culture, where he's from, and he's putting that representation. They also won, right? If I'm not mistaken, they won the last champion game last summer. No, I don't know, maybe, yeah, okay, whatever. So that could be a thing too. He's still kind of showing like, we the best because we did kind of win this. We did get this out here. Look at what we're doing for Toronto. Look what we're doing for Brampton. Look what we're doing for Ontario. So I really do like that type of cockiness and that type of thing there. But this song just more got me on this like vibe more than what he was really saying. I didn't really care for a lot of what he was saying here. I just liked more of how he was saying it. Hennessy making me act out. She hit the damn, she passed out. She in the club with her ass out. Most of these homies is tricks. I don't spend money on kitty. Bust down, I used to roll up with a bad crowd. So to be fair, you told us you don't buy pussy. You don't need to retell us that you don't spend money on kitty. We get it. But again, it is what it is, right? So I understand what he's saying here. I guess this is supposed to still be part of that lavish feel. But if I'm not mistaken, it kind of changes a little bit. We still kind of go through them homies stuck in the past now, looking back. Shit, I ain't mad now. They ain't much in the B-town, Brampton town. He got a strap, thinking he a G now. My brother be playing with keys now. Little shawty, she lost in the streets now. So you kind of see, like, you know, things are changing. People are getting different. Kind of like the life that they may have come from is now where they're kind of still connected to, even when they're forward and succeeding now. Then we get into the pre-chorus. I know there's much problems in my ends. Bands run them up in my hands. All this white all up in our hands. You see I'm fighting demons in my. So I like what he's kind of saying here, and I feel like he's kind of trying to address, like, we're just really trying to make good out of a bad situation. When I look at my city, when I look at where I'm from, there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of coke, there's a lot of guns, there's a lot of violence. So when dealing with this, if this is what I have to deal with, I'm going to have to make the best, again, out of a bad situation. So he runs into the chorus. Let homies know I'm throwing hands first. She only call me when she want to work. First class ticket in the Birkin. Young homie, take care of these birds. Young homie got rid of the work. Young homie get rich off the bird. Young homie got lessons to learn. Young homie go make what you earn. So it's more of that kind of like determined boss mentality. Got to be successful. Got to make it. Got to go for it. So I really did think that was cool. I did appreciate that. And then he goes into the post-chorus. Bitches, I'm 100%. Split up the bag like a motherfucking bagel. Little bitch, I live like a king. All of these perkies is boosting my ego. So I like how he's kind of addressing that, like, because he's on drugs, he kind of thinks this way, which also could be like maybe a topic of conversation. Maybe for him right now, Roy Woods feels like this is like the way he's supposed to live. But I also think he acknowledges that it may be a little bit of a bad idea because of the couple of songs we've also heard too, where he's addressing like he's on these drugs and he's kind of dealing with these emotions and things. So it is really raw, and I like that. But this kind of also felt a little bit more polished and kind of like, you know, this is what people want to hear, and let's kind of give the people what they want to hear, and I'll go back to making the music that I like to make. So I'm not saying it's bad, it's really dope, but it's just your bitch sneak out of the house every night, and like a little virgin, my circle be tight, got two bad bitches, Shakira and J-Lo. It's like a lot of these things are just like, yeah, you're bringing out a lot of, you know, musical references and stuff like that, but at the same time, I'm also kind of like, this is just a little bit trend wavy, little bit clickbaity. People can sing this because it's like, yeah, Shakira and J-Lo were at the Super Bowl and da-da-da. It's like, not dated or nothing like that, but it's just like, these are things that people are going to remember because it's a moment that happened, and it's not like they're going to remember it because you're saying it or like you broke down this experience. Kinda. Verse 2 goes in. These diamonds, they dance like a mascot. Geeking like she off of bath salts. She got her nudes on her iCloud. Want me to come blow her back out. After my show, she get piped down. Homies, they try to steal my sound. Said he wants smoke, but not right now. Little pussy boy, I don't like clowns. Go on, so on and so forth. It still keeps up that energy and that type of vibe that I really like with the song. But I more enjoy the way he's presenting this and just the attitude that I get when I'm listening to this. Don't really particularly care about what he has to say. So all of that, I did give the song a 4.2 on 5. I thought it was actually super cool. But again, I just like more the vibe and the way I'm listening to it and kind of just how it makes me move and feel like I'm really, really dope. More than what he's really saying. I'll go listen to like Never Your Way or like To Me if I want to really like feel something in what he wants and what he's saying. If I just want to vibe with Roy Woods, this is Cool J and like Pascal is something that I would go to. So far so good. 4.2 on 5. The next track is called What We Did. So this song brought me right back to what I enjoy about Roy Woods. It comes back to that like mellow feel, that like piano, the high sounding auto tune, his singing, that painful type of like struggle that we're gonna getting. I really, really connected with this. This song really does a nice job of breaking down reasons why Roy Woods had to do what he had to do, and kind of really explaining like, yo, shit's really kind of difficult where I'm from, and these are the reasons why I made it. And not only that, but these is how I made it to where I am today. Verse 1 comes in, mom can't pay the bills, that's what he'd take for. Auntie smoked that shit, that's what he's slang for. She just needs a man, what she prays for. My demons in the can need it paid in full. They need it paid in full. They say your hair is power, so my braid's long. We kill ourselves while they make us pay for it. They divide and separate, make us slaves for it. Free game to the youth, that's what I'm here for. So hard, but he still made it out of B-more. So hard, but he still made it out of Georgia. So hard, but he still made it out of Chi-Town. So hard, but we still made it out of my town. Now, I like how right there he's showing you, like, yo, these are some places, like, this is some places that really are town. I think B-more is Baltimore, Georgia, Chi-Town, Chicago, and my town, Brampton, Ontario. It kind of seems like he's really paying that respect and really showing you like, yo, the places that people in hip-hop come from are not fucking easy, but we made it out, and we still kind of get looked at as certain ways. We still kind of get, you know, treated and judged on certain ways, and that's really what I felt from here. I did appreciate that. I really appreciated how he's like trying to show people like, y'all don't really know about these places until we tell you. Y'all don't understand the nitty-grittiness until you talk to somebody who lives there. And still, when you talk to people who live there, when you bring that light for people who live there, you still want to judge. That's kind of how I feel like when he's talking about this. The chorus goes in, and you know I'm always for that street shit. Thanks for telling me I'll never be shit. See, like, people didn't believe in him. And it's like he's still speaking out for other people who, because I've heard other rappers talk about this too, right? Like, other rappers have said that people didn't believe in them and their hoods are bad and stuff like that. But it's like, I feel like that was more personal to them. This kind of sounds like, as much as it's personal to Roy Woods, it also has that feel like he's speaking for anybody who wants to wear that shoe. Anybody who can relate to this and be like, nah, that is exactly how I feel. He's like, this is who I'm speaking for. I'm not just speaking for myself, and I really like this. They don't care because they don't know about street shit. And when I die, make sure you tell them I ain't quit. Now again, that could also be speaking about himself, or the idea of this mentality of like people who do have to live in the streets, people who do have to run this type of life. They're not quitting, they're not giving up, and I do appreciate how he's really just lifting up these people. That was really great. When I die, let them know what we did. When I die, let them know what we did. Know what we did. And it's like just that idea of reminding people like, yo, this is what we did to survive. And the idea of like when he dies, right? For me, that kind of gave me two things. One, it's like for Roy Woods, I assume now he's like, you know, making money, and he's like with OVO, and he's got like a nice place, and he's kind of living a better life than maybe what he was living before. So in his aspect, it's like when he dies, right, remember what he did to get where he wanted to be. Remember his legacy. Remember his abilities and what he brought to the hip-hop game. But also remember that he never quit. And when you don't quit, you get to that level of stardom and that big blow-up pop fame, right? But when I look at it from the idea of like somebody from the streets, gangsters, somebody with struggle or whatnot, it kind of sounds like when I die, that moment that I die, maybe I get shot on the street, maybe this happens, just remember what we did. Remember what we have to do to bring up that conversation of like, things need to maybe change. Things need to be a little bit better. I feel like there is an aspect of this song that Roy Woods is trying to bring up, like, shit's fucked in these hoods and we need to change this. We need to bring light to these conversations that can make a difference for these people in these areas. I really did appreciate that. Verse 2, bet you always gotta have it always, but you always gotta have it always, don't matter who say. I left my city, feel like I just slipped, like I split ways. Said I won't be back for a while, should have seen her face. What can I say? I can't even leave LA. Oh, why they let the people down for? We paying for our death on our downfall. All of these secrets they didn't want you know. Oh, whoa. And it's interesting. It's kind of like he's still bringing up this idea of like, we're just kind of working to die. They don't really cherish us. They don't really appreciate what we can do. And now that he's in LA, I think he's also bringing up this idea maybe of like music industry, the way that kind of LA works and the way that kind of things. Because I would also think like, you know what? I understand that Brampton, Ontario, and these areas are kind of a little bit like New York concrete jungle-ish, sort of, kind of. But for me, I also still kind of be like, you're also in Canada, though. Like, you do have some things that are completely different in the way that you kind of move around and live compared to people in the States. I would assume. I'm maybe really fucking ignorant to what I'm saying, but I would assume that the ghettos and projects and the lifestyles of areas in Brampton may be similar as the States, but they're not identical, and they're probably not the same in terms of everywhere. Granted, like he said, Georgia, Baltimore, Chi-Town, and my town. Those 3 places are all in the States already. So there's like this idea of like, these areas need to be addressed. These areas need to be looked at. And now that he's in LA, which we look at as this place of, you know, worshiping and greatness and creativity and Hollywood and blah, 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 it's like he understands that now that he's got this ability, he can't go back to where he was before, because maybe he'll slip into the old ways. Maybe he'll, you know, something bad might happen. It's a really great song. I really did appreciate this. I actually gave this a 4.4 on 5. Not really a 4 on 5, just because of the fact that I was like, I can do without some of this song singing. That is who Roy Woods is. So again, I think like, as much as I appreciate it, I do have preferences, and at a certain point, I'm like, you know, you can sing, you can do this. Are you able to do anything else? Do you have some, like, rapping abilities? Can you, like, go fast, double time, or whatever? Like, just some diversity in terms of the flows. The flows are not all the same. I want to make that clear. Just some noticeable diversities of, like, oh, shit, he sped up there. Oh, he did that triplet flow. Oh, he did that. Oh, he did that. A lot of this is melody, song singing, emotional feeling, and I do appreciate it, though. I do appreciate it. I did give this song a 4.4 on 5, and the last track on this project is I Feel It. This song is really, really well done, addressing how Roy Woods addresses his, I guess, relationship, the toxicity in the relationship, the negativity that's been going on. And after kind of going through a lot of maybe what we got from the project and stuff, he is addressing now with the girl he's kind of dealing with that, like, you know, I get it, like, there's things we need to deal with, but I like how he's being very honest, and like the sense of this is the only really life he knows, and he's like, he knows that there's issues, but he wants to, I feel like he wants to kind of get through it. So, you know, he starts off in the chorus, I feel it too, I feel it too, what we going through, it ain't just you, girl, I feel it too, I feel it too. And I like how he's kind of opening up and really showing her, like, yo, as much as I may act a certain way or whatnot, I know, like, you're not alone. It's just because, you know, people are different, they may, you know, and they react differently to certain things. They may go through differently certain things, and it's not that easy. And I appreciate how he's just trying to, like, empathize with this woman and really be like, yo, I feel you, like, this relationship is very difficult, but it also seems like he wants to make it work. In the first verse, here's this pain, all that I know, what am I still seeking for, loss of days, I've noticed now, never been through this before, I done lost a couple of friends, yeah, I done lost a couple members, but I still never pretend, no, don't tell me where to go, I came to win too long for you, I'll make my way forward then too, this is all that I do for you, I'll sacrifice my all for you. So it kind of seems like he knows that there's issues, and he knows he's dealing with problems, but he does want to make this work with this woman, which I completely understand, and I completely felt that was so touching. I feel it too, and just the chorus of I feel it too, and the way that Roy Woods moves through this track is so beautiful. It's just so smooth and so silky. Like, This was such a banger to me. It was great. Holla when you ain't right. Holla when you ain't alright. Come through, let the car ride slow. You don't need what you don't like. For me, this is all I know. Smoke weed, so we keep trying. Tell me, how can we live right? Can't walk around here past midnight. Lights stopped at the street lights. When it's green, let the brakes go slow. You don't need lean to be in slow-mo. Fast life too much when we lose control of it, man. But I don't know what I get started. I'm replaying it in the way you call in. Dark days, long days, we've got it. Just know I feel you more. I mean, look, that kind of sounds like a lot of what the fuck, but I understand when you listen to it, it kind of gives you this way of, you interpret his lyrics in a way that connects to situations that you're dealing with. Which is why he doesn't really sound to be giving you any personal, like, beef that may be going on, any personal fights they had, doesn't admit to, like, cheating, this, that, or the next thing. Maybe that's on a different project, maybe that's somewhere else, but the idea of this is to, I feel like he's allowing the listener to connect so strongly with the lyrics that the listener feels it's for him, which I thought was super cool. All in all, I mean, it's really just Roy Woods acknowledging that he feels the pain and he feels the negative energy that's going through in the relationship, and he wants to make it work. Overall, I gave this a 4.3 on 5. I wish there was more to say about it, but I think that the way it ends the project says it all. I think that it really does a great job at showing you the other side of how people work. The other side of dealing with certain situations and dealing with, emotions and pain, but also being very vulnerable and opening up to the idea of wanting to fix things, which I thought was super cool with the last track, but it also kind of ties in the whole project together. Speaking about the whole project together, I did give this whole album a 4.23 on 5. I thought it was super great. I've been bumping it for a week. I've been bumping it for a while. I've been going at it. I listened to it all morning. I think it's really, really great. I thought it was super, super good. I do enjoy how Roy Woods puts that emphasis on emotions in his music, in the track. It really does make the difference from just expressing the purity of it and then just spitting bars. It was great. The whole album is great. It was a really nice first introduction look to Roy Woods. I did listen to Walking at Dawn, but not like a review style, not really like picking it apart, just kind of like a listen. This was really great. I like the short projects. I want to say that. I really do like the short projects. I like how it kind of just gives you exactly what you need, shows you the diversity and what he can do, and it doesn't kind of drag on. It's just, this is what it is, here we go, and that's it. I appreciate it. I really, really liked it. And that's all I really have to say about the album. It's a really good album. Check it out. Let me know in the comments if you think it's really good. Let me know. Hit me up on Twitter if you think it's really good. I want to say thank you to everybody who clicked on this video and watched it with me and stayed with me for this long so we can get through this whole project. I also want to say thank you to the Patreons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Lindell Williams, DJ Black Hurricane, Jonathan Barnes, Scribble, Carl J. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for us. Really greatly appreciate it. Following us on Patreon, subscribing every month, giving us money to help us get a better studio, and supporting us with our creative ideas and doing what we can do. We really, really appreciate you guys. Love and safety so much to everybody. With that as well, they also have first pick and what albums we're going to be reviewing. They also get to the first pick of content because we put everything on Patreon first. If you guys want the first look, go hit us up there. Go try to reach out. Go try to see what we have to offer. Hopefully you guys like it. Also, I might be starting something new where I kind of want to start doing like a live podcast type of stream thing about maybe reviewing music, but music that people send me directly. It could be a known artist, local artist, whatever. But I want to try something like that. I'm going to try to put that into the works. Maybe starting it within the next month. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Yeah, pretty much it. Don't really have much else to say. Just kind of dragging it on. Thank you so much for the review. Thank you so much for staying with me during my review. As you can see, I am now tired. I'm going to go do some other things. Thank you for checking out the Roy Woods review. with me, Chris Chrome, for the Dem Projects album. This was episode Headspace. Not too sure. Have yourself a great quarantine. Bye.